Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. This is Joe with the LSA, and I'd like to welcome all of you to our webinar series. Today's webinar is titled How New CRM Tech Increases Leads from SMB Websites, and will be brought to you by our guest presenter, Davey from Agendize. So with that, let's get started. Over to you, Davey.
Hey, Joe. Well, thank you for having me today, and hello to our audience today, including our partners and industry friends. My name is Davey Boer over at Agendize. So let me introduce myself. I'm the head of sales and marketing, and I also help some of our partners go to market. So for today's topic, how new CRM tech increasing leads from SMB websites, I'm pretty much going to be answering just a couple questions. So what are these tools today that are available for SMB and allows them to generate leads online? And secondly, and more importantly, what kind of impact do we manage to deliver with these tools? So I'm going to be covering two sections. The first part, I'm going to talk about the lead generation aspect of things. So I'm going to be discussing quickly 4 tools, ClicktoCall, Save and Share, Form Builder, and online scheduling. And in the second part of the presentation, I'm going to be talking about client relations, including CRM, appointment scheduling, email, and SMS marketing. Now, for the first part, I'm going to break this down into 3 subparts. When speaking about lead generation tools, I'm first going to spend some time showing you how these tools operate from a user point of view. Then I'm going to show you how it operates from a business operator point of view. And finally, I'm going to switch on to showing you the impact of these tools. So before getting into all this, allow me to just quickly introduce Agendize and what we do. So in a nutshell, Agendize generates millions of interactions for over 100,000 SMBs throughout the world. And we primarily do this through a network of distribution in white label that includes some of the industry leaders out there. And so the impact that we managed to generate, so this is a little bit of a general overview of the impact that we're going to be covering today. So in speaking of lead generations, really what we managed to bring down to an SMB is a conversion rate from visitors that exceeds 2%. We provide them a solution that it really just pays for itself back. And also interesting for our partners is that these kind of lead generation tools really bring perceived value to the premium offering of our partners, which results evidently into increased sales of premium websites. An interesting fact we're going to be seeing today as well is that all of these tools tend to work universally across different sectors. And then speaking in client relations, the kind of impact that we bring is that we're going to see also that CRM tools and appointment scheduling tend to work equally well across different verticals and have a penetration rate of 10 to 16%. And we also know that this type of solution also generates a retention of over 3 years, which is really interesting for our partners as well. So before getting into the subject matter, so really from a visitor or consumer point of view, what do people expect today when they go online? So this chart really just shows the preferred communication channel of a United States typical consumer. When they go on the website, you can see that the distribution is pretty equal. Basically, a third of them will prefer to reach out to a business through phone, another third via email, and another third via chat, and a little bit of them also via social media. And this is where it gets really interesting, and we're going to see. So basically, in deploying tools like we offer, Click-to-Call, Form Builder, Live Chat, Save and Share, and appointment scheduling, we really bring the functionalities that consumers are expecting in order to communicate with a business. And the final point, and this is coming from a Google study, is that 4 in 5 consumers that search and call a business online, really one out of the top 2 reasons to reach out to a business via phone, the first is to check the business hours, and the second is to book an appointment. And this is where offering an online scheduling functionality becomes very relevant for any kind of business. So having said that, we're going to move, and I'm going to switch to showing you how these tools operate. So this is a demonstration website, and we're going to imagine today that we're a hair salon. And this is our website, and I've basically equipped this website with all the different kinds of lead generation tools that we've just mentioned. So you see here, bright and green. So we have the possibility on this website very simply to book an appointment or get an instant free callback from the business. We can also initiate a chat conversation with them, contact them via email, or even save their information to our phone or any other kind of media that we want. So I'm going to show these tools how they work from a consumer perspective one by one, and you're going to see it's all very simple. We're going to start off with Click-to-Call. Well, just by clicking on the button, you get a fancy pop-in where we're going to fill in our phone number. Okay, we're going to hit call now. And then the process is very simple. From this point on, then this window is going to display the status of the call. We could also choose not to display the status of this call. And really just so Agendize is going to generate a first phone call either to the business operator or the user. Once that phone call has been picked up, we're going to call the other line. In this instance, we're going to call the business in the second place. And once they pick up the phone, we're connected. And then we can both hang up the conversation, and then the call is going to be recorded in Agendize. Now, so this is it for ClicktoCall and the usage from a user point of view. Now, let's try and see how the contact form works. So contact form is really just simply a tool that allows you to create any kind of web surveys, online surveys, contact form, or quotation forms. A vertical where this would be particularly interesting, for example, would be the contracting and home improvement industry, where these guys really tend to offer very extensive forums to collect information regarding projects and such. So here, very simply, it's just a contact form. I'm going to fill it out. So my email address is davey@agendize.com. My phone number is and this is a test. Okay. So this is really just the bread and butter of any website, really, and it's just a very simple way for visitors to reach out to a business by email, which a third of visitors prefer to do. Now, I'm going to show you the save and share functionality. So in this instance, I've enabled a business to basically let visitors save the contact information of the business through text. So text me the address of the business. And very much in the same way as ClicktoCall, pretty much I just need to fill in my phone number. And then what happens when I hit send, it's literally, I'm just going to get immediately a text message that contains a contact card with the business information. Now, this may look very simple, but keep in mind that I'm going to share the impact of this tool with you in a little bit. And it's pretty impressive. So with that said, I'm going to move on to live chat. Live chat is very simple, straightforward. So you start a chat conversation with the business by clicking on the button. You can fill in your visitor information. Now, you could also decide to allow people to chat with you anonymously without having to fill in their contact information. So I'm filling in my contacts, and I'm starting a chat. And so very simply here, I can just initiate a conversation. Now that's about that. And then moving on to the last lead generation tool. So as we mentioned, online scheduling is very relevant for businesses, especially those that live and die by their schedule or those that really depend on FaceTime with customers, right? So the very interesting point here is that 40% of appointments are booked outside working hours. Now, if you want to allow people to book you online, you basically make yourself available 24/7 to take these bookings. Now, from a consumer point of view, it's all very easy squeezy. They go ahead, they select a staff. So my usual hairdresser would be Daz, and I would want to go for a cleanup. And then basically based on this, Agendize is going to always provide real-time availabilities based on these selections. So let's say I want to go tomorrow, Friday, at 10 a.m. Then in the final step, I'm going to fill in my contact information. Now, I previously booked this business, so I'm already filled in. And you can see that I can go ahead and confirm the appointment. And there I am. And I've actually exceeded my limit for the day, which I'm going to show you how to correct in just a little bit. But basically, this would then confirm my appointment for tomorrow. And the cool thing that really happens here is that at this point, Agendize is going to send out automatic notifications and reminders to the customers. These notifications and reminders can be completely customized, and they can be sent at any point in time or in the booking process. You can keep control over what you're doing here. And the impact that this delivers is that it can reduce no-shows by up to 80% for a business. So this pretty much wraps up the customer experience. So really all these different ways to contact and reach out a business in the way that they want. Now keep in mind these tools are also cross-channel. So many of our partners are website builders, or they are online directories, or otherwise advertising agencies as well. So our tools are cross-channel. They can be installed pretty much anywhere online. So we have installed them as white label on Yellow Pages directory. We've automated their deployment on websites for website builders. They can also be deployed on a Facebook page. For example, you can see here I have my barbershop demo page where online scheduling has been made available for visitors to book an appointment. All right. So this was it for the customer-facing side of things. Now, I'm moving into here. What you're seeing is the Agendize backend. And this is really just the SMB dashboard, so where people log in to control every aspect of their client relations. So I'm going to show you. So we've seen that we've just received a phone call from the ClicktoCall, and you can see here this call lasted 8 seconds today. So suppose I would be a contractor here, and I've just had a very interesting conversation about a potentially big project. So what I would want to do here is go ahead and add this customer into an existing client record. So let's say I would be looking for myself, or I would be just adding a new client to the list. And then basically this phone call would be fed into the customer database. The same thing with forms. Forms are made available here. We can see I've just contacted myself via email. And of course, notifications for forms can be sent to yourself and the client. But this is basically a dashboard that you can always go back to and access the history, complete history of your interactions by email. Now, live chat. So you've seen I've initiated the chat conversation. Now this chat has been placed here on hold, and I'm picking up the conversation here. I will see the customer detail information. So this is myself, this is my physical location, and the location on the website where I'm at. Now naturally from this section in the middle, I can just carry on with my chat conversation. Or I can be using shortcuts over here to basically make the process a little faster. Now, we also support file sharing functionalities, and also, yes, that's it. So if I would be to end the chat, if I go back to my interface, you would see that the conversation ended, and we also allow the possibility for visitors to download a chat transcript by email or PDF. I'm going back to my console. So this is really just all easy way to manage any and all aspects of client relations directly on the website. Now I'm going to move on to online scheduling. So online scheduling is really allows you to manage any and all aspects of appointment scheduling. It's basically your books that become digital. And you can save up to 75% of your time managing appointments because everything has been made so easy. Basically, everything is available in just a few clicks. So we can see, for example, that I booked myself for tomorrow here, and I can very simply access the appointment details once again, update the status, and view the complete history of both the appointment and the customer, all at just a touch of a click. In the same way, very quickly and simply, I could reschedule the appointment by selecting simply a new date and time from the same interface. And naturally, from this very interface, you can also book an appointment just like your customers did on the other interface in just a matter of 4 or 5 steps. So now that I've shown you how this works from a customer and a business point of view, we're going to talk about the impact that these tools deliver in real life. Now, first and foremost, before I talk about the individual tools, I would like to speak about the tool set in general. So lead generation tools like online scheduling, ClicktoCall, Save and Share, and Form Builder have a lot of perceived value for your clients. Quite naturally, if you would think of buying a car with more options has more value. So if you could provide a premium level website to your customers that allows them to generate phone calls, generate appointments, generate emails, and generate chat conversations directly from their website, naturally this has a lot of value for the client. And this has been helping our partners sell more of their premium offerings. Now, in speaking more directly about ClicktoCall, now ClicktoCall has been very successful in generating a lot of phone calls over the years. For example, with one of our partners, we have managed to multiply by 5 the number of phone calls that were generated through their online directory, and we have generated over 1 million phone calls for them. Now, the interest of this is that we know that over 2% of visitors convert into a ClicktoCall conversation, and we also know from some other customers who have reported that 40% of these ClicktoCall conversations convert into a sale. So that's practically half of every call you receive from ClicktoCall is going to result into a sale. I've also mentioned previously that this is a pretty universal tool, and you can see the graph here. So this graphic is really just more dependent on the user base of the client that we've analyzed. But this analysis takes into account 420,000 phone calls, which really shows that ClicktoCall is used pretty universally across many different sectors. And we've also noticed that the average call duration is about 2 minutes, which makes for an interesting conversation between a visitor and a business. Now, the impact of Save and Share. So this was the little tool that I've shown you before that allowed me to text myself the contact information of the business. Now, as easy as this sounds, we've measured that this has a great impact. We've conducted a study with one of our Yellow Pages partner, and basically what we've done was measure how many phone calls we're generating between the business and the visitor through actions of saving and sharing, such as I did. sending myself the contact information of the business. Now, what we've seen was that in the 4 months following that action, 1.4 phone calls were generated to the business. So really what this means is that save and share functionalities are really a great lead generator between the online and the offline world. Now, I've mentioned previously that Form Builder is a pretty cool tool. So it's really bread and butter, the basics of the website. Now, where our partners like the value of this tool is pretty much that the way to build forms using Agendize makes it very easy and quick to create any kind of custom forms. So as soon as our partners have to provide something more than a simple contact form, they're going to tend to revert to Agendize to quickly build that custom form for their customers. Now, the added benefit, as well as you've seen it, is that you have all of your leads of all different nature in the same place. And to finalize, I'm not going to be speaking too much about live chat, because the impact of live chat is more difficult to measure. It can vary greatly, and we know from some industry figures that any given website could convert visitors at a rate of 0.2% to 15% into a chat conversation. So considering a typical SMB, it would be difficult to say how much conversation live chat generates. Now, appointment scheduling. So we've covered appointment scheduling, and just to repeat again, the kind of benefits that you generate for your clients is that they will receive more bookings because they can become available 24/7. They will reduce no-shows because the application is going to improve their service and make sure people show up for appointments through automatic notifications and reminders. And finally, by providing them an application that is very easy to use, they will save time managing appointments. And you can see the proof right next to here. So this is one of our customers who's a private specialized health clinic. And these guys have seen that over 30% of their patients actually book them online. So this is a very interesting result. Now, from the partner point of view, the popularity of appointment scheduling is pretty interesting. So if we take a look on the left at the kind of business sectors that are typically the customers of our partners, we see medical, home services, media, restaurants, legal services, health and beauty. These are really the usual suspects that our partners deal with on a day-to-day basis. And the very interesting thing is that we've seen that these are the same sectors that are the high adopters of online scheduling. So we're seeing on the right the beauty, medical, home services, automotive, legal, and finance are amongst the business sectors that are highly likely to adopt an online scheduling solution. And we are measuring this adoption rate as being 10 to 16% of customer base, which makes for great business potential. Now, a final point about online scheduling is that this solution is fully mobile optimized, so it's either accessible via the web on any mobile device, or it's also accessible via native apps on Android and iPhone. Now, this is really just to ensure that that we're able to support these businesses that either operate from an iPad or these professionals on the go that have a high need for mobility support. And you can see here Agendize is optimized to function on tablets, on smartphones, and on smartwatches as well. And that concludes the entire section about lead generation, the different tools that we can use to create more leads for website and the kind of impacts we can derive for them. Now I'm going to move into the second section of this presentation by covering the CRM and marketing functionalities of our solution. So I'm going to show you quickly. So every customer who has ever interacted with your business is added to your complete client list. So from this complete client list, really, you can drill down into any given customer, and you will get a complete profile with contact information, the customer preferences, the complete history of communications and appointments, and the tags. Now, the tags are pretty interesting because it allows the business to better target their customers to keep them coming back. Now, for example, if we're a hair salon and we have a new line of product coming in every 3 months, and we like to know who are the buyers of these products, now we can just simply create a tag to say this is a good buyer. And I'm having a new line of product coming in next month, so what I'm doing is selecting all those great buyers. I'm selecting all of them because I want to send them an email campaign. So, email marketing and SMS marketing, we're trying to make this very approachable for an SMB by making it super easy. And the way we make it easy is basically you only select a list of clients, and then you select from the available templates, and you edit to your liking. Of course, you can edit in HTML, and you can use dynamic fields as well. So here we would say, okay, we'll provide you 25 off on the next visit if you buy a product. and you hit send, and then there, at a click of a button, you've just emailed as many customers as you would want. Now, exactly the same thing is available for SMS marketing. So we basically just go ahead, selecting our clients, and we'd want to send them a text message. So the same thing, we select the clients, we choose from an available template, and we can just go ahead and start typing a whole new message. So let's say Black Friday discount information here. And we can add just a quick link if we want. Agendize.com. I'm going to shorten the link for me right into the message. We can schedule the sending of this text message for later if we want. We hit send, and then we're done. We've just texted our customers right away. Now, the only difference between email marketing and SMS marketing really is that we need to pay attention that we are operating within the constraints of federal law. So because we cannot start going ahead and just randomly texting people, there's this cool little functionality here that basically allows us to select a keyword. And let's say we would want to say, I want my business keyword to be VIP. Now, great, that keyword is available. I would add it. And then what I need to do is to promote that keyword in order for people to opt in to my SMS marketing list in order for me to be able to send them text messages. Now, one of the ways we could recommend our SMB customer to promote opting into their SMS marketing campaign would be to do the same thing. We just compose an email by selecting a number of clients, and we could send them an email saying, okay, if you guys, let me go in this one, just change the template. SMS opt-in. Yeah. So if you guys opt in to my SMS marketing campaign by texting VIP to 5050, you'll get a free head massage, for example. So this is one of the ways that can make it very easy for SMBs to market their business. So in going back to this, really, the conclusion of all of this is Agendize and the tools that we provide to generate leads online is meant to fill up the seats of our SMB clients. Keep their schedules full and keep their customers coming back. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, just to wrap all of this up, so how do we, I'm just going to quickly cover how Agendize generally works with our partners. We've made it very easy for our partners to work with us on a white label and private label basis by putting in place some tools that make it super easy for them to operate and deploy their clients in just a matter of a few minutes. So what you're seeing here is what we call the partner console, and from this partner console, our partners can really manage their entire client database in just a few clicks. So imagine I'm a salesperson, I'm basically giving a call to someone. From our experience, pitching and demoing the solution really can take 10 to 15 minutes. Agendize will make sure that your sales team are well-trained and well-versed to present the solution in an effective manner. Now, let's say the customer has been hooked and they want to be added to our solution. We're just going to go ahead and add a new client. I'm going to say, okay, so we're at this point. I've added the customer. Chosen the plan. Yeah, add the client. All right, so we see this new customer has been added to our client list. Now, very easy for me to access it back, so I can manage the client relation very simply. Now, imagine I would want to go into my client account, reset their password, and do such things, and I can do that right from here. Now, let's assume that I'm the customer and I'm going to log in as them for the first time on the Agendize platform. Now, the great thing here is that either your onboarding team or your CSRs or just the client themselves on a do-it-yourself mode will get access to this onboarding wizard. Now, this onboarding wizard allows any customer to really create their company in just 3 simple steps. So we're going to say we're hair salon today. We have a phone number here. We're in the US, English, US dollar, and we are a salon. Hair salon. These are our regular opening hours. And so first step, we've set up the skeleton of our company. Now, based on selection of the business sector, Agendize will pre-configure the application a little bit to make the process even faster. So here we already have a couple services set in, and we could basically add new services or edit these ones. Now, once we've set up as a second step our services, we move to the final step, which consists in setting up the list of staff members who cater to their services. So here I'm already set up, and we could be adding Jane Bauer. And there we go. We add a new staff member to the list. And there we are, all done. Our company is all set and ready to operate in Agendize. And so from that point on, you can keep in mind that our partners can operate either this way or, most of Agendize is available via API just to ensure that we can deploy the tools in the same way that I've just showed you in a very automated, high-scale manner. So basically, we can create these accounts automatically. We can deploy the tools as well on websites automatically. So you've just seen it here. In a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, we're capable of setting up a customer account. So I'm going to move back to my presentation. So once more to conclude, this was Davey Boer with Agendize. If you guys would like to discover more, feel free to reach out to us at info@agendize.com or feel free to follow us on the social media.
All right. Well, thanks, Davey, for conducting today's webinar, and thanks to everyone for attending. If you have any questions or would like to be connected with Davey, simply email us at webinars@thelsa.org. Also, for access to all of our recorded webinars, visit www.thelsa.org/webinars. So thanks again, everyone, and have a great day.